All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible frontiers in science today. We're talking about the quest not just to restore sight, but to upgrade it, to see things beyond what any human has ever seen before. This is going to challenge everything you think you know about reality. But let me start by asking you a question. Seriously, could you, right now, imagine seeing a brand new color, one that's never existed in nature, never been painted, never shown up on a screen? Sounds like something out of a movie, right? Well, it's a question scientists are actually answering today. And it's not just a question for scientists in a lab. People are already dreaming about it, like this person on Reddit. The idea of using tech to unlock a whole new spectrum of colors, it's a really powerful thought, isn't it? So this dream is moving out of internet forums and into the real world, and fast. It's being powered by these mind-blowing advances in engineering and our growing understanding of how the brain's visual cortex works. So how are we getting there? Well, there are two major paths being explored right now. The first approach is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Let's just build a better physical eye, one that's inspired by our own biology, but not held back by its limitations. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, our natural eye, and on the other, the ECI. You can see it has that same spherical shape, but instead of our regular old photoreceptors, it uses a retina packed with nanowire light sensors. Now here's a key upgrade. You know that little blind spot we all have where the optic nerve connects? Well, the ECI gets rid of it completely. And those nanowires are so dense, it could actually end up having a higher resolution than our own vision. But what if you could just skip the eye altogether? That's the wild idea behind the smart bionic eye, a project from Elon Musk's company Neuralink. This system doesn't even try to fix the eye. It goes straight to the source and talks directly to the part of your brain that actually creates vision. So here's the game plan. You've got a camera on a pair of glasses that captures the world. Then, AI software translates all that visual info into neural signals. A Neuralink chip, which would be implanted in the brain, picks up those signals and stimulates the visual cortex. Boom, you get a sense of sight without ever using your eyes. It's basically a direct line from technology into the brain's vision cell. And this is where it goes from science fiction to, well, superhero science fiction. The first goal is to restore basic vision, sure, but Musk thinks future versions could give us abilities way beyond our natural ones. We're talking seeing in infrared, ultraviolet, or even perceiving the world through radar. It's a huge vision, and it's what's driving both the excitement and, yeah, the ethical debate. Okay, building new hardware is one thing. But what if the secret to seeing new colors wasn't about building a new eye, but about reprogramming the one you already have? Not long ago, scientists at UC Berkeley took a completely different approach, a much more, elegant one. They didn't build any new hardware for the eye at all. Instead, they used a system to deliver these unbelievably precise laser pulses straight to individual cone cells in a person's retina. Now, our eyes have 3 types of cones for red, green, and blue light. Usually, light hits all of them a little bit, but this system was so precise it could activate only the green-sensitive cones. And the result was just, wow. The participants saw a color never before seen by human eyes. They named it OLO. It was described as this impossibly saturated, vivid blue-green, a color so pure you just couldn't find it anywhere in the real world. It proved that our eyes are capable of sending signals our brain has never, ever received before. Which brings us to the most fascinating piece of this whole puzzle, the brain. Because you can build a better eye, you can program a new color, but what really matters is what the brain does with all that new information. So here's the thing you have to remember. Seeing isn't just about your eyes. Your retinal cones are the hardware. They just detect the light. It's your brain that's the software, the supercomputer that decodes all those signals and actually constructs your entire perception of color. And our hardware? It's pretty limited. This chart shows it plain and simple. Humans, that's us in the first slice, we've got 3 types of cones, red, green, and blue. But birds, in the second slice, they have 4. That 4th one lets them see into the ultraviolet spectrum, a whole range of colors that's completely invisible to us. And here's the big counterargument, the scientific catch. Some neuroscientists think our brains have evolved to be perfectly tuned to just the 3 signals we get. The theory is our brain has gotten so good at processing red, green, and blue data that it might just be hardwired. So the real limitation might not be our eyes, but whether the brain can even make sense of a totally new kind of signal. So we have technologies that can build better eyes and program new perceptions. This kind of power is incredible. But it also forces us to ask some really huge questions. Now that human augmentation is officially not science fiction anymore, we have to talk about the rules of the road. And, this isn't a new conversation. As you can see here, whenever science has made a major leap, from gene editing to synthetic biology, scientists and ethicists have come together to create frameworks to build some guardrails. And in 2016, a group of experts did exactly that for human augmentation. Their framework is built on 4 core principles. It's about balancing a person's freedom to augment themselves with their responsibility to society. It's about making sure these technologies help everybody, not just the wealthy. It's about being good stewards for future generations, and, maybe most importantly, promoting justice and fairness in who gets access and who takes the risks. These big ideas lead us straight to some very specific and very tough questions that different parts of our society are already having to think about. Take the military, for instance. If a technology could give a soldier supervision, could they be ordered to get a procedure that's irreversible? I mean, where does a soldier's control over their own body begin and end? And what about for all of us? Should access to these incredible enhancements just be decided by who can afford them? If we let the free market be the main driver, we risk creating a world with a profound new kind of biological inequality. The technology to see new colors, to eliminate blindness, to see in the dark, it's not 50 years away. It's being developed right now. Human augmentation is here, so the only question left is, are we ready for it?